What's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And happy Saturday night to everybody out there. What's up, Vigilante? Lady Miss, how y'all doing? My brother Hephaestus. Uh, and everybody else, you know, present and futurely watching this. Wanted to say what's up. And you know, just I'll be on kicking it for about an hour or so, Saturday night, you're alone at the house. And I figured, shit, let me go ahead and go live. I went live the other day, but my internet was acting up, so I was a little upset. So I hopped off. I hopped off. But it'd be like that sometimes, man. Vig, Lady Miss, man, how's y'all Saturday night going? Shit, hopefully it's going well. I know shit, they've been putting out some pretty good comics lately. Cannot lie. Cannot lie. Oh shit, they've been putting out. Jeff Johns has been killing it. Dude, it's like, man, when I go to the fucking to the it's going just got off work. That's what's up. Lady Miss says nice and quiet, LOL. All right. All right. That's cool. Me, I don't know, just sitting here, thinking about a bunch of shit. Today's my pop's birthday. He would have been 75. So just was like, well, that's been kind of on my mind. And then shit, just trying to keep things afloat. That's about the best we can do. But I've been going into the comic book stores and looking at some stuff, and I've seen that they've been selling out of like all Jeff Johns shits. Like whatever he's writing gets his line says dope. The comic companies must be trying to make money again. Yeah. He says happy birthday and condolences for Pops. 24. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, man. But yeah, it's it's like right now he's writing the JSA, Society of America. And they got like a 12-part, you know, uh limited series. It's on issue 4 now. And then he just did his Stargirl and the Lost Children 6-part limited series. Man, that shit was mean, man. That was a good fucking. It's like, man, I haven't read a comic book. It's been a few years since I read a comic book, and at the end had me like, damn, that's kind of like Jeff Johns knows his superhero history, and it's good to see that shit when he writes out a fucking comic book that has to do with real comic book history. That's like he's keeping up with the canon of shit from 80 years ago. Let's say if it would have been another writer, he wouldn't have gave a fuck. He would have changed it out, done something stupid, but he kept straight to it, man. He real comic book guy, man. Jeff Johns, man. As far as his decision, but you know what? Even then, he's made some bad decisions. He did help make the New 52. Shit, man. Look at how they fucking did Captain Marvel. Thank God, man. Like you think about how he looks like in that fucking in those two movies, and they got him back looking like this. Look at that shit. And that's how he's originally drawn right here. So, to see like an updated version, you can no hoodie. They took off that fucking horrible ass hoodie. They gave him the half cape again. You know what I'm saying? He never had a full cape. Like Elvis. Elvis fucking dressed like that. Man, I'm telling you, man, it's actually a pretty good. It's fucked up. It's written by Mark Waid, right? But the thing is, Mark Waid was a good writer. Looks like he's come back to form. Like, and it's funny because you don't even see him on social media like that no more. Like talking shit, acting an ass. It's like he's back to like writing comics, man, and fucking doing a good job, man. Like, and it's funny, man, because a lot of people, you know, he's a hater, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming with that political shit. But when it comes to writing a comic, and he hasn't written any good ones in a while, but as of lately, he has, man. And people are seeing like, oh shit, he's writing comic books like he used to write back in the '90s. Like, damn, okay. So that's Mark Waid, man. Hell, I'd rather see him writing like he was back in the '90s and off of social media, man. That's like shut the fuck up and write the comic, like. But yeah, um, he's been writing some good stuff so lately, and Jeff Johns, like I say, he's killing it. Uh, I have like the new JSA, comics. Uh, he says the economy is rough, and these comic companies will get cut by the megacorps that own them. It's funny how that works. He says nobody has time to be woke when bills are due. Yeah, yeah, man. And he look like he's straightened. I'm shit. I mean, hell, I'll put my foot in my mouth tomorrow, and he'll fuck around and say something stupid. But for now, he hasn't been saying shit for the last maybe a good year or two. He's been kind of quiet, but I'd say in the last year he's been writing some stuff, man. Shit. That's you know. So, like, look, I'll show you this, man. See, I'm a big fan of Starman. The He was a part of the Just Society of America, the original Starman, and then they had like different like iterations of him, of not of the character of like an individual named Starman, and one was a dude with powers. Aside from the original one, a second, so there was a third one that was an alien, and this is him from DC Comics. So at one time they had like three Starmans running around, and this is the alien one. What's up, Socks? How's it going, man? Man, great to see you here, man. It's great to see you here, man. Thank you. So, so basically, he's one of the three Starmans uh, in DC Comics. So this is the series that Jeff Johns was. He just dropped issue number 6 about 2 weeks ago. But this is Stargirl and the Lost Children. The art's pretty good too, man. The art's pretty chill. What's up, ZBR? How's it going, man? Man, man, great man, real good to see you, man. Yeah, so this is actually pretty good. The premise of this is that basically all the sidekicks from past superheroes, like real sidekicks, they they've all vanished. Like they all, people thought that maybe they got old, retired or whatever, or they just stopped being superheroes. You know, because basically, when they're, like Batman had Robin, Captain America had Bucky, that kind of shit. Only very few heroes uh, transitioned into, let's say, this current time having an actual sidekick. Probably the only one that still has it is Batman. Like no shit, like a real fucking sidekick. Uh, every superhero had one, but I would have to say between the '90s and the 2000s, a lot of sidekicks just they started growing up and shit, that kind of shit, man. So, so basically, with this book, a lot of superheroes that have retired or whatever, or died or whatnot, when they died or retired, a lot of people never saw their sidekicks ever again, so they thought maybe the kids' sidekicks retired too, but that wasn't the case. They all got kidnapped, and they got put on like an island that's outside of time, so they never grew up. They basically stayed their young selves. And Stargirl, from like maybe like for the last 2 or 3 years in actually longer than that, about maybe the last 5 years in comics, has been looking for the Seven Soldiers of Victory, and it was actually eight of them. Because Wing, that was one of the Seven Soldiers of Victory. He's a character called the Crimson Avenger, and he had a sidekick called Wings, and he went missing. Back in like the fucking '40s or some shit like that, and nobody knew what happened to him, and it was crazy. And Stargirl went on a mission to try to figure out like what happened to him, and they end up finding all the other sidekicks throughout time. You know, they all got captured too. So it's like I said, that's all the kids you see like on the cover. Actually, it's pretty it's pretty dope. If you guys like the character of Stargirl, I know I do. She's a pretty cool character actually. I got her first appearance like right here in front of me. This is actually a pretty it's a pretty good series. 3.99. It's actually worth your money. It's very it's very unique. Um, she goes on this mission with Green Arrow's sister. Her name is Red Arrow, and they both go to look for these kids, and they end up finding them, and then they have to like fight to try to rescue them. And it's like, holy shit! Like it's a hell of a yeah. So that was issue number one. Like this is like issue number two right here. If you guys can see that shit. Like I said, the art's pretty good. So they're in the water, heading, to that island, not knowing, what they were, running into or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty good. Uh, yeah, it's like issue number three. And then it's like issue number 4. Man, you know that comic book she's holding? They ended up making that into one of the variants for this issue. And man, that fucking this comic, the comic book she's holding on to is an actual variant cover for the same exact comic book. And it's like a red foil comic with that says Flash Comics, and it has that same exact uh, cover that she's holding. And that actual comic, man, when it came out, it was like a 1 in 25th, or I think a 1 in 50th variant cover. And shit, like right now, if you were to look it up, Stargirl and the Lost Children issue number 4 Flash variant cover. Hell, you won't see it no cheaper than $100. And that shit came out like 2 months ago. Man, I sure wanted I wanted that fucking issue, man. Just to see like he's one of my favorite Flashes, Jay Jarrett. It's fucking awesome, man. I thought that was a very creative cover that they did. That shit. That's issue number 5. All the fucking kids are fighting. They all going to war and shit. Like it's funny to see all the sidekicks to all these heroes, fighting for the first time. Like people haven't seen them fought in comic books. Shit, some of them from since the Golden or Silver Age, and they have like, let me see, they have actually won. Nah, all these characters are from the Golden and Silver Age. Wow. So it's kind of cool to see these characters kind of go back into action. That's some cool shit. Look at that. And this is issue number 6. So you get to see all the kids, fucking going back into action, for the first time in like in a good hell 60 to 80 years easily. And you kind of recognize some of them. They're the Newsboy Legion. I remember seeing comic books of them uh, from like the 1930s, 1940s. And then there's Dynamite. He was actually a character that really hasn't been around since the Silver Age. He ran with a he's a sidekick, and his mentor was a character called TNT. Man, some good stuff. So if you like Stargirl and the Lost Children, that's just the way to go, man. Jeff Johns. It's look, and the thing is, when you go into comic book stores looking for this, I know the one up the street, they were like, "We're out." So of course, I had my brother give me those. That's pretty cool. And then I remember this one came out about a year or two ago. I think about 2 years ago. This Stargirl uh, Spring Break Special number 1. And even in this comic book, she's looking for one of the kids that she ends up finding in those comic books I just showed you. So she was even on a mission like 2 years ago in comics, you know, trying to find one of the kids and superheroes, which led her uh to finding the rest of them. So that some pretty cool stuff. Brad, what's going on? Cloud sailing. Sox Bulletin says, "Hey man, Howard Mackey is now back at Marvel writing a brand new Dan Ketch Ghost Rider limited series. I just got issue 1 2 weeks ago. And it's great, and the art is also great as well. Yo, Sox, good recommendation, man. Cloud, Cloud says hi, all man. How's it going, Brett Cohen? What's going on? Says good day, folks. Hope all is well in your retrospective rotation on this big water ball. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope your day's going well too, Brett. D, what's going on, D? Man, says Happy Memorial Day. May we never forget those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Couldn't have said it better, D. You definitely you hit the nail on the head with that one. Yes, let's not forget. All right. So, in case you guys have never seen the first appearance of Stargirl ever in comics, here you go. This is Stargirl's first appearance ever in comics. So, actually, you see the guy next to her kneeling down. At that time, he was the current Starman. And you see what he has in his hand? That's what you see her flying around with, like on the TV show and all that other stuff. But you see, he's holding it because it was his. And that was the original, it was a cosmic rod, and it became altered, over time to become more like a staff. But the core of it is like still intact, which is like the head of it, which, that big part in the front. So didn't realize it was Memorial Day. Unless Anzacs. Thank you. Unless we forget. Hmm. Right on, Brett. But yeah, this is the first appearance of Stargirl. Right now, let's say a copy, let's say to get this issue, buying you get it online. The last time I seen it was like maybe 2 years ago, and even then they wanted like $100 for this comic book. That's why it says at the bottom, uh, meet DC's newest star. So yeah, yep, that's issue 0, and then boom, going right into issue number 1. And that's how you first see Stargirl in the on the TV show with the with Pat being being in the robot stripes. Now, honestly, like getting this, now honestly, like getting like this series of comics, these will definitely cost you. You know, these ain't cheap. So, you know, like what I always say when it comes to collecting comics, and this is straight up, no bullshit. Is like, if let's say you want to collect a character. Give you an example. The Amazing Spider-Man. I wouldn't suggest that you buy Spider-Man right now, but let's say, just for the sake of just give you an example. Now, let's say if you wanted to collect the Amazing Spider-Man and you wanted to pick up every issue and you wanted to build your collection, my first bit of advice would be, when it comes to the actual buying, is make sure that you buy all the cheapest ones first. Now, you'd be surprised how many comic books you'd find out there for $1 or two, whatever. You know, you buy all the cheapest ones first and get as many as you can. Make sure they're in, pretty damn good condition, but get all the cheapest ones you can. And then from there, move up in dollar value when you're ready to. So let's say you could buy probably over 100 of them for $1. I know I could because I've done it. Not Amazing Spider-Man, but other things. So, and then after you buy all the cheapest ones that you can find for $1, then you move up to two, and then you start tackling those, and then more than likely, when you start getting to the more expensive parts of the Amazing Spider-Man, it would definitely be based off of either how old it is or what's important in the comic book. Like, did somebody die? Did a new hero get introduced? Was there a new, you know, change of events, in Spider-Man's life, this, that, and the other? And those also are a factor, let alone, good storylines here and there. Those are the those are basically the things that, determine the price. Other than that, it's just a regular amazing it'd be just a regular Amazing Spider-Man comic book. And then, but that would be my first thing is, if you want to just tackle a collection of comics, always go for the cheapest ones first, and then work your way up in price to tackle the rest of them. You'd be surprised how many of a certain collection of comics you'd get for fucking cheap, and then there'll be certain ones that'll be a lot more expensive because of the reasons that I stated about 2 minutes ago. But yeah, so let's say, this Stargirl collection that I got here. Uh, Probably, I would say the last 3 or 4 issues, you might get them for like $5 or $6 each. But the more you go down to 1 and 0, that's where you'll be paying a little bit more. So, you know, just oh shit, that's right. There were 4 Starmen. Oh fuck, I forgot about him. Yeah, and this was another Starman too. It's funny how they have like the same name, different power sets, but they came out when they came out with the last Starman action no comic book series. It was actually pretty good. I have it in the next room. Uh, they did a story that connected all the Starmen together, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So they even though there's four different Starmen at four different times in comic books, they were all connected. You know, in one storyline to kind of say like, hey, there's a kind of like a Starman family kind of thing. Very interesting. Huh. Hopefully, you guys are doing good out there. Yeah. Old school 40 cent comic, adventure comics, Starman and Plastic Man. Shit. This comic book was fucking 40 cents when it came out. Look at that. The thing is, these comic books were, they're more fun than anything. Very, very fun. Oh, shit, I got two copies. Oh, okay, I know. This is the copy I read. It's all, this little beat up, and this is the nice, smooth copy. Oh shit. Holy shit, look at this. That dude's unloading on Plastic Man, and he's like, oh shit. Oh shit. That's a cover for you. The Plastic Man trying to get up out of that shit. Honestly, I tried to get some. I tried to like, man, I fucking wish I would have won that shit. Um, man, there was one person auctioning off some 1930 and 40s Plastic Man comics, and boy, man, I tried to get in on that motherfucker. Man. Who if I'd have got my hands on that? Yeah, man, that would because those are to actually get some golden age Plastic Man comic books in in like between a good to fine condition. It's I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it ain't easy to find, man. Just think when they did the great comic book purge back, what was that, in the fucking 50s or some shit? Taking them, burning them all up and shit. Just imagine how many comic books got destroyed. How many good comics that people just, oh, they're killing, they're destroying our children's minds, and then they grab all their fucking comics and just throw them all in the fucking fire, burning all that shit up. Damn. Do D, what's up, D? This is, I think, my first Amazing Spider-Man purchase of the newsstand was issue number 208. What's up, Classics? What's up, man? Yeah, man, 208. That's damn. Look at this shit. The Plastic Man look like he's got a nice chicken on taking her for a ride, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So they, this series ran for a little while too. It's crazy because Adventure Comics was uh was the comic book company that the Just Society of America was on back from like the 40s, like you know late 30s or early 40s. And Adventure Comics went on all the way until like the late 50s, early 60s. And they completely killed Adventure Comics. And then it would have to be like in the probably like the like early mid, close to like 73, 75, somewhere around there. They bought back Adventure Comics. So Adventure Comics wasn't around for almost close to like 2 decades, and they bought them back. And of course, these two, had a run over, in Adventure Comics. But when they came back, what issue is this? Yeah, when they came back, they started back with the Just Society of America, and those were some good comics. I have all of those issues. Those are and actually those were actually some very very good comics, man. That's and what's up, D? He says funny story. I was buying Hulk when Rocket Raccoon appeared, and I was so pissed with the dumb story. I ripped it in half and threw it in the trash. Uh, look at uh, look what that piece of junk is worth. Wow. Hmm. Interesting. Look, I know, and I've said it before. I fucked up some very good comics. Not like ripped it because I was mad. Um, in my coming to age dealing with comic books, uh, I'm talking like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like right around there between that 5 year span or whatever. Reading a comic book in bed while I'm asleep, fall asleep on it, wake up, the comic book is fucking sticking to my face, because I just slept on it all night. Uh, I'm talking about comic books that were worth money, so that, told me, hey, if I'm reading a comic book and I'm feeling sleepy, put that thing away or get that shit, like put it down because you fall asleep all over it. It might be a $200 or $300, comic that you just fucking. It was that, you know, eating food, touching grease, touching your face, your hair or some shit. Then you just automatically touch on the comic and putting fingertips and all kind of bullshit on. It was all that, it just. And then, of course, not leaving it out in the sun, you know, so it could sit there and cook, by a window. It's just all kind of shit, and it's like, I had to learn by fucking up some comic books, but nothing was ever like purposely, but still, Classic said in the 30s and 40s there were a lot of rationing of various things, such as rubber, wood, and paper, among other things. A lot of early comic books were destroyed when they were given to recycling centers because they weren't seen as having any inherent value at the time. Yeah, I have some of those adventure comics from the late 70s. I think that Bronze Age version of Starman was really wasted. He had a lot of potential, and he could have been a DC version of Marvel. Hmm, interesting. Yeah, it is. I got the whole run of his, like his whole run, and I even have like doubles of some of these issues because you know one was messed up, and I just had to get an actual replacement. So these are all shit between like a I'd say between a fine and very fine. Yeah, you can even see like from the bottom, like you look at the pages, they're fucking white. Like they haven't been sitting outside and shit, turning yellow in somebody's garage, and then you can see like there's no cracks, and then this is like yeah, this is and then you also got to remember like only till like between like the late 70s, early 80s, where bags and backboards started coming into play. So shit, for you to find a comic book that's in between a fine and a near mint from something from the night from like the 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, and even the 70s to a degree, it's like when nobody knew how to really take care of a comic book. Motherfucker used to roll that shit up, put it in their back pocket, you know, read it, then run on the side of a building and fucking hit the fences like ding 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 ding. Like they didn't give a fuck. Wrap that bitch around their bike while they fucking ride up and down the street. Didn't give a fuck. It wasn't like, oh no shit, you're bending my comic. Nobody give a damn about that shit. But then, you know, like what Classic said when people started taking a look at it and were like, shit, they started seeing an artistic, value, and other things into it, and it started becoming something to collect. Then, people started trying to figure out, better ways to preserve it. And just to think, like, you know, regular bags and backboards compared to like what's that, like maybe the last 10 years or so, 5, 10 years, when he started doing like the acid-free bags and backboards, you know, even then, people was figuring out like, hey, these old school bags and backboards, they're turning color, this and that shit. It's getting it's basically taking the color off of my comic book, doing all kind of shit. And come to find out, the plastic wasn't no good. The backboard, it did its job, but over time, it was having an effect on your comics. So it's like, Aquaman also had a run on Adventure Comics for a while as well. Yeah, I got that whole run, man. Ooh, my Aquaman collection. I got original Aquamans, like from his original run from from the early 60s. Hell yeah. I'm a man, Sean Estep, he got me. He sent me a fucking Aquaman t-shirt, man. That shit is fucking awesome. Original Aquaman, not Jason Momoa, long hair, beard. Fuck that. I'm talking, you know, nice, haircut, clean shave, looking like he came looked like he came off of like out of the Super Friends type Aquaman, like that kind of shit. So yeah, wow. I didn't even show y'all this one. Stargirl in the with the Seven Soldiers of Victory. When did this combo come out? In the year 2000. Holy shit. So from back then, damn, for 23 years, because it was always known that she was trying to find the Seven Soldiers of Victory. Damn, that's totally forgot about that issue. Look at that. Stargirl fighting Captain Marvel, Shazam. That's some shit. And then, of course, there was this Starman too. And he just died in comics like what, like 5 years ago, maybe 10. No, 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 no. Even no, probably like in the last 4 or 5 years, he just died. In one of the Justice League, one of the current day Justice, yeah, in this current run of the Justice League, uh, he died in one of the issues, and I got his whole run too, right here. So, and then I got Starman Jack, the one that gave Stargirl the cosmic staff. I have his whole run as well. And then, of course, when his father was part of the JSA, you know, man, I love the Just Side of America, man. That version of Starman was a Steve Ditko creation, I think. Yeah, yup. And DC has Aquaman. Marvel has Submariner. Who would be Marvel's version of Starman? Huh? Quasar or Nova? Um, yeah, it would have been Marvel, but since he's gone, yeah, well, hell, even alive, it probably would have been Marvel, Quasar, or Nova. What you think? Yeah, man. Stargirl, man. It's my jam. She, you can tell I got I'm gonna say I have every Stargirl issue with her in it. She there is a team comic that she did. It was it was a what's that? It was Justice League. It was Justice something, and she was a part of this team, and it was just I don't know. It just put like a whole bunch of superheroes together on this team and threw her in it. Just that's what it felt like. I felt now I don't have those comics, but they those are cheap. Like they weren't popular for so I can go online and see them for like whatever. I forgot what the fuck it was called. But yeah, let me see what else I got here. Now I got I got like I am tripping. I'm like I don't even know how to fucking open a box no more. um, you guys, anybody fans of Power Girl? Let's see. All right, now look, check this out. Now I don't think I've ever showed this to anybody, but here you go. This is Chuck Dixon autographed Birds of Prey comic with Power Girl. You get to see old Chuck Dixon's autograph. Yeah, so yeah, so I was like, yo, I'll buy that for $1. Now, this is Power Girl issue number one autographed. This came out, let me see here. This is July of '09. So that's issue number one. And issue number two, autographed with her standing in front of the Ultra Humanite, which is old classic Just Society of America villain. He's appeared in numerous forms. Sometimes as a man, he's appeared as a woman, but but at times he takes this like Sasquatch beast looking form too. So at this point, it's like it's kind of hard to know, what he is really, or she is, or it is when you're dealing with a villain that can take like three or four different forms: a monster, a man, a woman. It's like okay, shit. Yeah. So yeah. Let me see what else I got. Shit, we got any Power Girl fans in the house? I'm telling you, man, a lot of people crazy about Power Girl. First Star Girl, now Power Girl. What the heck is going on here? Guys didn't like strong and confident women. Well, I always loved Power Girl, man. Since she first joined the JSA, you know, I have those issues also. Like her first appearances in comic books. I have that. It's actually it's went up over time. It's yeah. It's, I don't know. They sure like drawing her with trying to look like something. Which I think. Hold on, what's going on? Classic Comics says that sort of art isn't allowed in comics anymore. Too appealing to the male gaze, etc. Look at this shit. Now, look, she's standing. Look, that's Doctor Midnight from the Just Side of America. She, like, look, the way they draw this is like, man, they putting them titties out there. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's just holy shit. That's too funny, man. In 2023, this is some funny shit. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how y'all like this one, man. With that. Shit, I might fuck around and change the fucking the thumbnail and just put this shit like this. You know what I'm saying? That's the thumbnail. How y'all like that? Yeah. That was actually a pretty that was a pretty cool cover. Pretty cool Power Girl cover. It's crazy because again, like I collect Wonder Woman, Silver Sable. You remember Silver Sable for Marvel? Man, Silver Sable. I just need the first issue. I have all the issues except for the first one, and to get it won't be shit to get it. But yeah, I definitely want to complete that collection. Um, the original, the Savage She-Hulk. I have all the issues except for the first issue. That first issue is fucking. It's hard to. It's expensive. They want quite a. I don't even know what. You know what? Ever since because the price went up on She-Hulk, the Savage She-Hulk, the first, number one, right before the She-Hulk TV show came out. I mean, the cheapest you were gonna find a fucking issue of the Savage She-Hulk when she was like going berserk and shit. You wouldn't find it no cheaper than about $125. And then it's like shit. I couldn't see it going up after the way that fucking show bombed. But you'd be surprised. I just stopped looking. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Every time I looked at, I tried to see if I can find one cheap. The only way you're gonna find a fucking She-Hulk cheap number one. That motherfucker got to be beat up, ate up, turned into dog shit. That's that's the only way you're gonna get it for that cheap. Look at this, man. So yeah, you can actually say that about I got every issue autographed of this run. I'll let y'all look at it one more time. There you go. Not bad. Not bad. You know, I don't even you know what, Power Girl, her costume ain't even like this anymore. She got like white leggings on. Like the whole I don't know, man. Fuck, she got pants on now. Shit. The fuck, man. And Brett Cohen says classic comics, well, if you ever get male gaze, just use their wording, assuming my gender, you you right wing nut job, just to shut them fucks up. Straight up. Brett. Oh shit, Brett. Oh, big kitty. You look, there you go, man. That's the sort of melons mocking he draws. Yeah, that's my boy right there, man. Great dude, man. It's interesting how the figures of certain female characters are portrayed over time. When PG first appeared, she had the same standard figure that most female superheroes had. Oh, big kitty. Yeah, she wasn't much different from Wonder Woman or Black Canary, but around 1987, DC launched Justice League Europe. Yeah, I have every issue plus uh, all the annuals and everything. I got, and especially like let's say if they appeared. See, now that's why I'm a different collector. Now, let's say if Justice League Europe made a guest appearance in a Green Lantern comic book or a Superman comic book or a Flash comic book or whatever the fuck, I would have those issues too. And that's what a lot of people don't do. Like they'll sit there and buy a run of Captain America, but if Captain America showed up in Spider-Man comic or Avengers or whatever the fuck, like some people wouldn't buy that extra stuff. I would. So I'm very big into that. So uh like if I show you different parts of my collection, you would definitely see that I have a lot of stuff like that. Matter of fact, even with the Stargirl uh comic book, she appeared in an Impulse comic book that because Impulse was still out back then. And I have that Impulse comic with Stargirl in it, and it's a part of Stargirl's collection. So that's the that's kind of shit. That's how I collect. Very prolific. If I'm down with the hero, I'm down. I that hero shows up in somebody else's book. I might not collect that whole run of that other book, but that one issue, oh, I'll get it. I'll get it. So when Starfire first appeared, Perez drew her with a huge rack, but over time, other artists began drawing her with a more standard figure. Yeah, I know, man. That's so fucked up. Yeah, and I have, I don't have her first appearance. Her first appearance was in Brave and the Bold, if I'm not mistaken, in the Brave and the Bold comic that's too expensive for me to buy. But I do have her first, but that was just one comic. Like her second appearance was Teen Titans issue number one that came out in the '80s, done by Perez and Wolfman. Now I have that, and I have that autographed by Perez. Definitely have that. Now look at this. Tell me, tell me what y'all think. That's right, the ladies with me. Yup, got that shit autographed too. Psycho Dwarf 9, what's going on, brother? As long as I showed on time, didn't punch out the boss and display passable knowledge of archery. Bunk that I crushed it. That's what's up, Psycho Dwarf 9. And I'm tired, my man. Here you go, kicking ass. That's what we're talking about. Yep. Yeah, this is a interesting little run here. Huh. And this here is holy shit. War on Terror. Let me see. Yep, that shit's autographed too. Psycho Dwarf 9 says, nice. Classic Comics, good day, my dude. Yep. Yeah, man. This comic book is oh, there goes the second autograph. It's on Power Girl's arm. Look at that. I was like, wait a minute. I was only seeing one autograph. There go the second one right there. All right. Yeah, this is a very interesting collection here, man. Oh, let's see. Let's see how you guys gonna like this one. You know what? For something like this autograph, you'd be surprised what this would go for. Just trying to sell this shit online. I'm telling you, people really do like Power Girl, man. I don't know if it's just like the body or whatever, but if it's the whole sex sells thing, man, people really like Power Girl, man. I can't believe this shit. Look at that, man. That's just wild. It's just a whole. Look at that shit. I might make that the thumbnail, huh? And then this was, and then they had this. This is like a 6 part. I think they might have had more issues, but I only got the first six. All right, so this is Harley Quinn and Power Girl. I don't know if you guys ever seen this shit. All right, there you go. Trying to get the glare off of this shit. Oh, yeah, and it's actually done by it's done by the same people that did the Power Girl series that I have over here. So in the great cover. Thank you, brother. And Classic Comics says the new Teen Titans first appeared in an issue of DC Oh, DC Comics Presents. That's what it was. No, I think issue 21 and 23 in the early 80s, DC had a marketing approach, publishing a preview for a new series as a short story. No, it was before all that. That was no, I think it was it a Brave and a Bold? It was maybe like 2 or 3. It was like maybe 2 years or so before the Teen Titans issue number one came out. DC Comics Presents. Was it a DC Comics Presents? I know. Okay, I remember. Oh, okay, yeah, because DC Comics Presents. That's when he had, if I'm not mistaken, that was Superman versus He Man was a DC Comics Presents, wasn't it? Damn, it's been a while. I have to fucking look into that now. You got me, you got me tripping, man. But yeah, you got my mind trying to work. Psychodorf 9 says I could have dived in or and read for years. I feel you on that. I said inside another comic, they did it for a few comics in addition to the new Teen Titans. Yeah, that was like for example, they had like a six. It was a 16-page preview or some shit. They did it for Captain Carrot. They did it for the new Teen Titans. Um, oh, they also did it for when they changed Wonder Woman's costume from it having the eagle wings over the boobies. They put the W and shit, and it was like a story. They turned that into also Batman and the Outsiders was another one that they had another thing to. Who else? It was yeah. It was a good way to instead of somebody spending back then, it would have been like fucking 65, 75 cents or whatever. So instead of them, you know, paying that or whatnot, they basically got roughly almost like a half a comic almost. And if you read that 16, issue, that 16 pages or whatever, and you thought it was a good, it was good, then you fucked around and just bought the whole comic. When you went back to the comic book store, well, back then they really didn't have comic book stores, corner store or wherever the fuck, you know, wherever you bought comic books. But yeah, you're right about that. Sakudorf 9 says, from what I've seen, she's hot and got an actual personality. Oh yeah, you talking about Power Girl? Yeah, well, she's actually in the new Justice Society of America comics done by Jeff Johns. So if you like that, you would definitely let me open this up and show y'all some of these issues. So basically, if you like Power Girl, you'll definitely see her in those new comics. All right, all right. Let's see here. Okay, all right. I see what's going on. All right. So it's issue number one again. All right, and then issue number two. What y'all think? Not gonna lie, the art for this one is it's I like this cover than the first issue number one. Actually, you know what? I don't even know how much this series would cost. Like if you guys were interested in finding it online or something, I wouldn't even shit. I haven't looked up these books in years. All right, so that's issue one and two. Let's see here. Anybody see? Dang it! Now it's a team up. Yeah, they Classic Comics says, yeah, Power Girl's smoking hot, fun character to read. She's got attitude, but she's not hostile or demeaning towards males. But yeah, she's somewhat of a hothead sometimes, man. But you know, guess it all depends on who's writing her. Dio Burke says yum yum, and that's why they call it the good old days. I feel you, D. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Psychodorf 9 says, dang it. Now it's a team of yup. And Psychodorf 9 says, classic. It's a hell of a thing when finding a non bitchy character is unusual. Yeah, I agree with that too, man. Says, I'm going to have my hands full making Din Din. Lurk made activated. Man, you take it easy, brother. And thank you, man. So this is issue number three. Huh. I wonder if they would make a cover like this now. The Harley Quinn getting the shit choked out of her. Ain't that something? Legs wide open too. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, enough of that shit. So that's look. That's issue number four. Now look at issue number five. Look at this shit. Man, isn't this some shit? Wow. Oh shit. That's crazy. Look at the look on Power Girl's face. Look at that shit. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like, look at this shit. Oh my goodness. That's funny. I said, of course, Power Girl's origin has been retconned a few times over the years because of, see, Koei. Koei. Shit. Oh, Christ on Infinite Earths. I got you, man. Yeah, okay. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, okay, yeah, because of Crisis. Right. Yeah, it's been like what, four times, three or four times some boss. And one of them was she thought that she was an Atlantean. We man. But they fixed that. They had a comic book. I'm not sure if I still own that comic or not. I had to look. But there was a comic book where, you know, they had to tell her like, yo, you're not from Atlantis. It's like, but I thought, like, no, I know you're not from Atlantis. Basically, it was that she was um basically she thought she was part of Atlantis, not Aquaman. Well, it's the same Atlantis, but not Atlantis when it was underwater, but Atlantis when it was still on land. When it was still, you know, not submerged underwater. She thought she was like a descendant from Atlantis from back then. Actually, I have a few issues. I really probably when life gets a little better, see if I could find this run. There's a comic book called um Arion, Arion, Sorcerer of Atlantis. It was a comic book that had a run through the 80s. And it went to, if I'm not mistaken, it had like, damn, I think it ran for like 8 or 9 years. It had a quite a run. It wasn't something that was canceled in the first like 2 or 3 years. It went and for a while, and it was the stories of Atlantis before it sunk. And at the end, if I'm not mistaken, the last issue, some shit went down, and uh, uh, Ariana, whatever his name is, he had to sink Atlantis to save it, or some, whatever the fuck. So it's crazy because I have a series of comics called the Atlantis Chronicles, and it was written by Peter David, which is one of the best, you know, Hulk and Aquaman writers. And he wrote the Atlantis Chronicles, which was basically the history of Atlantis. And by the time the book gets towards the end, that's when Aquaman comes in. So it's like an 8 to 12 part series. I can't really remember off the top of my head. And I have issue number one autographed by Peter David. And at it shows like at the beginning, like the first book or two was, how Atlantis came to be, and then it shows what happened during that 80s runs of comics when uh Arion or whatever his name is was the sorcerer of Atlantis, and how he was like the protector. So he was basically like a Doctor Fate or Doctor Strange kind of dude, waving around magic and shit. And he was basically like the protector of Atlantis before it sunk, and he had to do some shit to make it go under. And so his history of that comic book is connected to Aquaman because it's the same place before it got submerged, before it went under. So that's actually a pretty that's issue number 6. It looks like Star Wars. Doesn't it look like a Star Wars cover to you? I think this probably had more issues, but I only got up to 6. And so he's like, "Oh, I ain't going nowhere. Just won't be able to type." That's all good, brother. And Classic Comics says after Crisis, she was retconned to be the offspring of Arion. Okay, the Sorcerer of Berlin. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, okay. And he had a series in the early '80s. It was pretty good. Wow. So I was saying that while you was typing that. Hmm. Interesting. God, I didn't even know you. Shit, I'm just not reading that. You, you know, I have a majority of the original Aquaman series from like the '60s, and when that comic book got canceled, of course, he had his run in Adventure Comics, like what we were talking about earlier, Classic, and then he also started showing up basically in backstories of other superhero comics, like Superman. There was a good run of Superman comics where you either had Aquaman or Captain Marvel, Shazam. They were, like, see, there was a period of time where certain superheroes didn't have their own comic book series. So in order to keep Aquaman, Captain Marvel, Shazam, and like maybe a Plastic Man and a few other comic book characters, they would actually put them as backstories. You know, you buy this comic, there's an extra like eight pages, or 10 pages, you know, uh, for Captain Marvel or Aquaman or whoever, and that's what they did, and it was uh it was cool because I was actually picking up a lot of those comic books that because that was the only way. Like, let's say, like, I'm a huge fan of Captain Marvel, Shazam, and in order for me to have a complete uh, collection of his work, there's a gap from the time that his '70s series was canceled all the way to they gave him like they would give him like a one shot here and there, maybe a mini series every like 2 or 3 years, and in between time they would have him as a backup, as a backup story or backup feature in somebody's comic. And they did that again with Plastic Man, Aquaman, Hawkman. They would do that to Hawkman. Who else? The Atom would also have backstories, and it's like the only way you can actually find their stories is by buying these other comics that you normally wouldn't buy. But I would buy them just because of not because of the actual story, but just because of that 8 or 10 pages or whatever of Aquaman or Captain Marvel or whatever, and I would pick it up. I would pick those comics up for that. And so I have like all kind of gaps in between. I got to fill when those characters started showing up in other people's comics. Because if not, there's many years that these characters didn't show up, but yeah, they did. You know, as backstories, basically. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. But I love collecting comics. They're my thing. And it'd be cool. If I got somebody to introduce somebody to comics. You know, that's the thing. It's not enough comic book collectors out there or comic book readers, and it's actually comic books are actually a very cool thing. I would encourage. Well, I wouldn't encourage people to read any comic. Fuck that. But I would encourage somebody, anybody to read comic books, regardless of age or whatever. Like that don't mean shit. Man, say classics. What you picking up at the comic book store, man? I know you don't. You probably got something new. What kind of new stuff you got? Star Wars. Hmm. Shit. Did anybody celebrate Star Wars like a day or two ago? I know. I seen people doing live streams and shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know I don't know what to say about Star Wars. It's all fucked up, but God damn, boy, to see that shit crash and burn in a good 10 years time, or whatever, it's fucking amazing. D Berg says I stopped collecting comics with the launch of the New 52. It was just too many reboots and too many events. Oh man, you know what, D? I understand. I'm gonna be honest. Like all those events, uh, I actually collected all of them. I own all of them. This is the thing. I noticed, from when I was a kid, that the whole multiverse thing, JSA, JLA, that kind of thing, always seemed like it was for some reason it always fucking fascinated me, the multiverse. So when Crisis hit, Crisis had me. I don't know, man. When I read Crisis, I was like, shit. It was a lot of death, man. A lot of things happened. It was just I don't know. I was you know maybe I was so I was a baby. I was like tripping, man, reading that shit. Then it's like then came like War of the Gods. Um, there was that once. Oh, Invasion. Invasion happened. I don't know if you anybody read Invasion. Uh, but Invasion. That was when the Dominators came and basically they took every race that the universe had and collectively put them together to form one big fucking army of multi races throughout the whole fucking universe to come fight Earth with all the heroes on it. I was like, man. So I don't know if you guys ever read that, but that was a fucking. I remember that happening after Crisis, and then they had War of the Gods, and and let me see. After that, oh, Armageddon. Uh, the Armageddon was that Armageddon where they found out that fucking Hawk from fucking Hawk and Dove was what the fuck his name was. Yeah, well he ended up being a bad guy like in the future and some shit. So so you have that, and then it was like all the other stuff, uh, Zero Hour, um, Infinite Crisis, all the crises. I like I said, I love all that shit, man. Classic Sid. I just posted a review of Batman and Joker Deadly Duo #7. That's an excellent book. Gonna review the final of Avenger War Across Time also soon. Or soon also. That's about it. Not much worth buying right now. I heard Green Lantern is pretty good. And Green Arrow. So, if you're a DC fan, it just Green Arrow issue #2 just came out. So uh Green Arrow's out. I heard Green Lantern is very good. I heard it's very, very good. He's back to form of how Green Lantern is supposed to be. And if that's the case, then I'm happy to hear it, you know. And I think Mark Waid is writing Green Lantern as well. So they say that's why it's taken off. So between he's working on some books, and they say Mark Waid is doing well. So what can you say, right? D Oberg, oh man, says nowadays it's death without meaning of a true sacrifice because that hero will be back in a few issues. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. That's quite a bit lately. Classics. Gotta go shower. Have a good weekend. I'll be streaming tomorrow around 7 p.m. Hope you'll stop by. Have a good night. Hey, appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for that, man. Tomorrow night, Sunday night. Yeah, it is Sunday night. What time again? It's 7. Actually, I should be done doing a live stream about that time. So yeah, yeah, definitely come by and check you out, man. Oh yeah. But yeah, yeah. Shit, boy. I tell you, let's say like Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel, Shazam, the Justice League. Uh, I have like comics going into like into the 60s. Justice League, shit. I think I have like my first issue of the Justice League. I think it's Justice League issue number 18. And that came out like in the 1960, I think it was like 64, 65 or something like that. So I have a lot of early issues of the Justice League. I was like, fuck, if I got issue 18, I'm like 17 issues away from issue number one. Man, if I can get issue 18, I can get issue 17. So that's me trying to work my way back. You know, trust me, I have like all the cheapest issues, like all the ones in mint condition, but all the fucking cheap, just man, that original run of Justice League, uh, motherfucker went strong too. I remember right before it got canceled, like like early '80s. Um, Aquaman was the leader of the Justice League at one point. That's the only time he's ever been the leader. He was the leader for like maybe 10 issues, if that. For about that year that he was the leader for about almost a year or whatever. Very interesting. No Batman, no Superman. Hell, Aquaman was the leader of the Justice League. But the people that were under him was like Vibe, Vixen, Steel, um, like one or two other heroes. Gypsy. Like these were like some new, rookie heroes. Crazy. Ah, it's 143. Um, well, I think that I am going to get up out of here. It's 9:39 here. Still haven't eaten dinner. And being here with you guys really makes me feel good, man. You guys don't even fucking know how much you guys I really need to sit here and talk to y'all, man. Having a pretty rough day, but you guys made it a whole lot better. So I'm thank y'all for that. I appreciate that. Just being here with me, talking to me about comics or whatever, man. It's just I was having a pretty rough day, but you guys, you guys made it a lot better, and I appreciate that. It's always fun, man. Shit. Hell, if you ever want to come on, D, shit, you're always welcome to, man. Hell, you know, another thing too. Um, if any of you guys ever interested, I would love to, have like an open mic, man. Talk about comics. Love to have y'all on, man. Everybody's welcome. Shit, you guys have always had my back. I'm thankful for it, and would like to, hopefully strip you away from the keyboard, and just talk. And you guys are always welcome. So maybe 2 weeks in advance, I'll set it up, put it out there, drop a date, and if you guys want to come on, let me know. I'll DM you and you know, or email you or whatever, and send a link. You guys can jump on and come join me, and I will love that. So, it'll be awesome. We'll have fun, talk about whatever the fuck. If it's not comics, it'll be something. You know, have a good laugh. Have some laughs. Shoot the shit. Have some fun. We only got one life to live, so fuck it. Like I said, this is gonna be the hill that I die on. So I'm gonna be here to the end, and there's no better place to be. So that's it. So before I go, I'd like to say thank you, D, Classic Comics. Appreciate y'all. Psycho Dwarf 9, my brother, thank you. Brett Cohen, appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here. Lady Miss, well, you are awesome. Appreciate you so much for having my back. Let's see, who else? I don't want to miss anybody. Claude Sailing, Claude Sailing. Okay, that's what okay, I see it now. I missed the L, man. That's why I was fucking choking, man, on it. Sorry about that, Claude. Thank you for being here. I'll try to be more. I'll try to be better about that. I was tripping today, man. Thank you, Claude. Socks, my brother. Thank you, ZBR. Appreciate you, man. You guys are awesome for being here. Vigilante, miss you, my brother. Thank you for having my back. Ophacius, I appreciate y'all, and just very thankful, man, that you guys are here with me. I thank y'all for that. Monkey Jeebus, what's going on, brother? Shit, I was just getting ready to get up out of here. But look, Jeebus, if you could, man, check out the replay. I was showing all kind of comic books, different things, talking about collecting comics. If you're interested in hearing it, um, thank you. I was about to been on for about an hour, 48 minutes, and I was just getting ready to go grab something to eat. And but thank you for coming by, man, and hopefully, you can check the replay, if you don't mind. But thank you for being here, man, and I appreciate you, man. Oh, Jeebus, man. If you're ever interested on, coming on and talking live, man, let me know, man. I'd love to have you on. So I just sent out an invitation to everybody, and you're more than welcome to come on, man. I would love to have you on. So thank y'all. Thank y'all. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great evening. I'll be on tomorrow, 5 o'clock Central Time with the Primetime Kings. Uh, if something happens, you'll probably see us or see me come on a little bit later, but hopefully everything will work out well, and I will come on and with the fellas, and we can definitely uh, see y'all tomorrow. So you guys take care. You have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Don't forget all the people that sacrificed, their lives for our freedom. The man means more than people can ever imagine. So you guys take care. Love you guys and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.